Buenas noches, tengan todos. Bienvenidos a la sesión de Zoom correspondiente a la clase de la semana número 9. Bueno, jóvenes, en esta oportunidad vamos a trabajar con un tema que es muy amplio en el sentido de que trata de los verbos. Al hablarse de verbos, pues, evidentemente hay que tener en cuenta ciertas particularidades y de la manera como funcionan ellos, diferente a cómo funcionan en español. El tema que se encuentra en la plataforma es el siguiente. Assignment 2, Unit 5, Week 9. Exercise. Complete the sentences below, choosing the correct verbal option, infinitive or gerund. Muy bien. Lo que tienen que hacer en este caso, ya de todas maneras, yo lo había informado a través de los mensajes que envío de forma regular a los estudiantes, es que deben seleccionar una de estas dos opciones. Lógicamente, todo va a depender de si el verbo, por ejemplo, en este caso, avoided, acepta la forma del ing o acepta un infinitivo, es decir, si acepta el gerundio, como en este caso de telling, o si acepta una forma del infinitivo, como en este caso es to tell. Muy bien. Y así pues se va a encontrar con una cantidad de verbos como like, enjoys, kept, the past tense of keep, learning, mind, decided, agreed, hoped, admits, y otros que van a ver en los ejercicios que vamos a presentar brevemente. Muy bien, entonces básicamente este es el ejercicio, como podrán ver es un ejercicio bastante sencillo. Sin embargo, pues una Florida les da a ustedes la oportunidad de tener una clase vía Zoom grabada y que puedan ustedes entonces ver cuáles son los puntos más importantes con respecto a este tema. Ok, vamos a, vamos a utilizar entonces otra lámina. Vamos a usar la lámina de PowerPoint que he preparado para ustedes. Ok, bien. Como estaba diciendo, estamos entonces en la actividad correspondiente a la semana número 9 de nuestro curso de English Composition 1, donde el tema principal, como pueden ver acá, es verbs followed by gerund or infinitive forms, as I was explaining some minutes ago. Ok, bien. Aquí pueden ver algunos ejemplos, aquí hay alguna teoría que es importante que ustedes la digieran y puedan asimilar cuál es, digamos, lo preponderante en lo que respecta a esta información sobre los verbos que aceptan la forma de ing o el infinitivo. Entonces, como podrán ver, dice acá, se plantea la siguiente interrogante. So, what's the rule for whether we use the ing form or the infinitive? So that's the first question that we have here. And the answer is the following. Sorry, there isn't a rule. You have to learn which verbs go with which pattern. So it means that you have to learn the verbs. There are a list of verbs that accept only ing forms. There are some others that accept infinitive ones. And there is another group of verbs that accepts either the ing form or the infinitive form. It accepts both forms. Here you have some examples. For example, the verbs followed by ing include, in this case, enjoy, mind, stop, and recommend. And here you have some examples. I told him you really enjoy cooking. Como podrán ver, fíjense que tienen el verbo enjoy y una forma del ing. ¿Qué me está diciendo esto? Que el verbo enjoy acepta la forma del ing. Otra es, would you mind helping me? Una pregunta bastante común en las formas del inglés. Otra es, it didn't stop raining all day yesterday. Here you have the verb stop, and after the verb stop, you have an ing form. Daisy recommends trying Alpha's tiramisu. Here you have another verb, which is recommend, and in this case, this verb accepts ing form. And of course, there are also negative forms. Imagine not having pizza. So here you have the negative form of the verb imagine and a negative form, which includes a verb in gerund form. I eat it all the time. And here you have a list of verbs that are followed by ing. Those verbs are stop, finish, imagine, suggest, recommend, avoid, mind, miss, risk, and enjoy. Okay, so let's go to the second information. Another question. Okay, what about the verb followed by the infinitive? In this case, we have here only verbs that accept infinitive forms. This includes decide, want, promise, plan, and forget. There are a lot of verbs that accept infinitive form. You will see in a couple of minutes a list of verbs that accept infinitive form. For example, here the sentence says, she decided to go with Elliot instead. So the verb is decided, and that verb accepts an infinitive form. So the verb only accepts an infinitive form. In this case, to go. She decided to go with Elliot instead. Another verb here is wanted. And as you can see, the verb wanted accepts an infinitive form. I wanted to visit Rome. I wanted to visit Rome. Promise, the same thing. In this case, promise is in past, as in the previous verb, wanted and decided, are also in past tense. I planned to go to some real Italian restaurants. So as you can see, these are verbs, the same as forget, which are in past tense. It could be in present, doesn't matter, in future. But after those verbs, you have to pay attention to the rule that says that these verbs accept only an infinitive form. Okay, or this one, they decided not to make pizza. The same thing, it's a negative form, but the verb that comes after decided is a verb in an infinitive form. Okay, so here are some verbs that are usually followed by the infinitive. Hope, offer, fail, agree, forget, manage, learn, afford, arrange, and some other. Would like, decide, plan, and so on and so forth. Let's go on. Another question. What about the verbs that can be followed by either form? The question is telling us that there are some verbs that accept either the infinitive form or the gerund form. For example, here you have some. These include, among others, start, begin, continue, and bother. It started raining, or it started to rain. So as you can see here, the verb start, or start in this case, which is a verb in past tense, accepts an ing form, but also accepts an infinitive form. So as you can see, it happens in English. It doesn't happen in Spanish. Another one here is, don't bother waiting for me, or don't bother to wait for me. The same thing here. In this case, both the same verb, bother, accepts either the infinitive form or the gerund form. Okay, some other examples. The verbs like, love, and hate can be followed by ing or the infinitive when talking about repeated action. For instance, I love reading long novels. It can happen in British English or American English. And I love to read long novels. It happens in American English, for instance. But when we are talking about situations, specific situations, we use the ing form. Paul loves living by the beach in Rio. Or do you like working as a waitress? Okay. So I love learning grammar rules, or I love to learn grammar rules. Are both okay? So in this case, again, as I was saying before, the verb love accepts an ing form, a gerund form, or it can accept an infinitive form. Let's go on. Here you have a group of verbs that accept either the infinitive or the gerund form. Begin, start, continue, cease, stretch, intend, love. So these verbs accept either the infinitive form or the gerund form. An example number one, I began to learn languages when I was 10, or he began using this software 3 years ago. In this case, began, which is a verb that is at the beginning of this list, which is begin, begin is the base form, and began the past tense, then you can see that it accepts an infinitive form, like this, to learn. Began to learn languages when I was 10. But in this case, you have the same verb in past tense, and it is accepting an ing form. And here you have a verb of a list of some common verbs. In this case, these are common verbs. There are a lot of verbs that accept the infinitive form, but here you have verbs that are commonly used by people. Agree, ask, decide, help, plan, hope, learn, want, would like, promise. As you can see, these are verbs that are used a lot when people are speaking. Sorry. An example. She agreed to give a presentation at the meeting. I asked to leave early, or I asked him to leave early. We decided to go out for dinner. He helped to clean. As you can see, the letters representing in yellow or orange, in orange, are written in the infinitive form. To clean, to buy, to pass, to sing, to come, and so on and so forth. So the verb, it means, what does it mean? That the verbs learn, hope, plan, help, decide, ask, and agree. Those are verbs that accept only the infinitive form. Okay. And here you have, in this case, you have a list of common verbs that are usually followed by a gerund. Enjoy, fancy, discuss, dislike, finish, mind or don't mind, suggested, and some others. And as you can see, written in orange, then it's orange, so light orange. They are in the gerund form, like living, seeing, going, waiting, preparing, coming, staying, meeting, working, and talking. And here, another list of common verbs that accept the infinitive. Okay, let's go. Well, here you have a list. Please be careful with this list, because this list is going to help you to solve the exercise, the assignment that you have for week 9. So you have here a very long list of verbs that accept the gerund form. Here you have a list, another list for verbs that accept the infinitive form. So remember, as I told you before, this list will be very useful if you want to do the exercise for assignment 9 very in a successful way. And here you have the list of verbs that accept either the infinitive or the gerund form. Here you have the infinitive form. It started to rain, or it started raining, right? So begin, can bear, can stand, continue, hey, like, love, prefer, propose, and start. both, those verbs accept both forms, either the infinitive form or the gerund form. And well, here has some exceptions, some specific forms for verbs that are followed by a gerund or infinitive with a change in meaning. For example, if we use the verb forget, I say, I forgot to meet him. I forgot to meet him. Here you have an infinitive form. But when you use an infinitive form and you're using the verb forget, the meaning is the following. I didn't meet him because I forgot to do it. But when you use the verb forget, or forgot in this case, because it's in simple past tense, and you use the gerund form, the meaning is the following. I don't have the memory of meeting him before. I forgot meeting him, so it means I don't have the memory of meeting him before. Okay, well, as you can see, well, that's all. It's a very easy, it's the objective that you have to do. I mean, it's a very easy assignment. So the only thing that you have to do is to come to choose one of the two options that the exercise is giving you. So that's all you have to do. And don't forget to call me or to write a message through WhatsApp, or you can use my email, which is Luis Luis.Romero. Okay, and I send that information to you many times. So do that, and please uh, don't hesitate if you have some questions. That's what you have to do. So we are here to help you. That's the main thing that we have to do with you. Okay. Well, that's all. See you for next class, and I hope you can solve the assignment with the information I have given you. Well, that's all. Have a good night.